live.
And as a new father, fear makes sense.
Oh yeah. Yeah. And I would be, I don't know. I try to tell my clients to do things fearfully, do things if you're scared, like, you know what I mean? So I can't be.
And that's leaning into the anxiety.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Hey, love bugs, and welcome to another episode of the Rosé Thorns Podcast. I am Dr. P. Ryan, and I am here with a fitness professional, entrepreneur, mentor, and community leader dedicated to helping others become the best versions of themselves through fitness, faith, discipline, and personal development. Everyone, please welcome new guest, Coach Kelz.
What's going on,
welcome.
I appreciate you having me, bro.
Yes, how are you?
I'm good, man. I'm blessed.
Yeah.
I can't complain.
I always like to start off these episodes with a simple question. How's your heart?
My heart is good, man. It's full. Being in the role of fatherhood now, my wife was already, my heart. But just him making us a family now. First we were a union, now we're a family. It's full, man. Like, the other boy he's instilled a lot in both of us, and I couldn't be happier, honestly.
Just so you know, I'm a nosy person, so I'm just going to ask questions.
It's all good.
I appreciate hearing that your heart is full, not only from your partner, but from being a new father. Has fatherhood, partnership, has that always been a dream of yours? I know some people fall into it. Some people, it comes as a surprise. Some people never see it on their radar.
Yeah. I think if you go back and ask anybody up until like my grandmother, they'll tell you I've always been a lover boy. My line brothers, they'll tell you.
No Drake.
Man, no Drake. But yeah, I've always, I came up in a home where I seen love, unconditional. And that was from my stepfather. I seen how he loved my mother through thick and thin. So I've always wanted that. And seeing my uncles, seeing my aunts, my grandparents, just coming up around a lot of love, man. It was something that's always been instilled in me. And I'm like, that's something I want one day. Yeah.
What did unconditional love look like for you? Or what did you witness?
Man, anybody that knows my mom, man, she used to be a handful. And just seeing, she's grown tremendously. But I think just her being younger back then, she had that fire in her. And I just seen my stepdad. He would handle her with grace all the time. Anything she wanted, she got it. And when he was tired, he would work 12-hour shifts, 7 days a week, sometimes do overtime just to make sure that she was happy, and also to make sure that I was taken care of. So he took me under his wing, and he cared for me as if I was his own. He had 2 other kids, and then he had my little sister, from my mom, and never treated me any differently. He treated me with unconditional love just like he did my mom. So when he got a wedding ring, he got me one too. You know what I mean? So just seeing that, it changed my whole outlook from an early age on what love really was. So
that's dope. And I'm hearing things like grace, patience, provision. Awesome.
Yeah.
Love that.
Yeah.
We didn't even start the conversation.
I know.
I love it.
Man.
But fun fact about this conversation. So I've been doing this Rosé Thorns thing since 2019, 2020, since the pandemic. And every guest up until this point, I have known.
Right.
They have been my friend. They've been somebody I've gone to school with. They've been somebody from my childhood. They've been somebody from my years in like the Midwest. I've known every single person. You are a first for me. Right? Because I don't know you that well.
Right.
We know each other in the context of, there's this gym I go to. I live in Houston. You live in Houston.
Yeah.
And we've seen each other in passing, but I can't say that we are super close friends.
Yeah.
So I'm really excited for this conversation
for
because talk about stretching as a host.
Right. Right. Absolutely.
Tell the people about yourself.
Well, I am Jaquil Lockhart. I am a certified personal trainer. I've been in the industry full-time, going on 7 years now. I hail from a very small town called Blacker, Florida. It's right outside of Jacksonville. I attended FAMU, where I got my bachelor's.
The Seven Hills?
Seven Hills, man. Come on, man. The greatest. Go Rattlers. I got my bachelor's in pre-physical therapy. And then I stayed and got my master's as well in health, leisure, and fitness studies with a focus in sport management. But to answer who I am, man, I'm just a vessel. I'm just a vessel in God's army, and I'm just trying to, I'm a guy that wakes up and I try to be 1% better. And I think one thing that I've always leaned on, being in the space of, just me, is that we'll never be perfect. Sure. Perfection is 100%. And so if I can wake up and be 1% better than I was the day before and know that I'll never reach 100%, I'm okay. I'm good. So yeah, man, I'm just a vessel. I'm a guy. Yeah. I'm a husband. I'm a father. I'm a son, friend, coach, all of the above. So yeah.
As every time you talk, I just hone in on different things that you say. I really appreciate this idea of trying to make 1% change each and every day. Mm-hmm. We live in a time where you hop on Instagram, you hop on the TikTok, like people are looking for night and day change immediately. Yeah. No. Right? If I'm not awake and I'm not the runner of a Fortune 500 company, if I'm not jet setting all over the place, what is the worth of my life? Right.
Yeah. Unnecessary pressure.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. But if we make that incremental change, try to just be a little bit better each day, we are making progress.
That's all it is. And that's all it's about, man. Just progression, not perfection.
Yeah.
I love when I first heard that some years ago. And it's cliche, but it makes life a little less stressful.
Yeah.
It takes a lot of the pressure off you. Like you said, we all want to wake up and be the person that we seen on social media, the person that we admired coming up. But it's like, realistically, man, just be better than who you were yesterday, and you'll be okay.
For sure. For sure. Speaking of the outside influences, this is a wild time.
Oh, yeah.
There's a lot going on in the world.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Take us high on that.
Yeah.
What is something that you're learning about yourself while navigating this wild period? And also just considering there are so many contexts, right? Because we have the greater world. There's a lot of wild stuff happening there. But then your personal life has changed, with these new roles that you've taken on.
Yeah.
What are you learning about yourself?
What I'm learning, man, honestly, is that I have complete control over what I can handle. I can't, think about the worldly things every day, and of course we have to consider them. But I'm not gonna put too much pressure on myself with what's going on outside of my home when I have no control over it. I can do everything in my power to try to change it, but it's like I'm one person, and if we can't collectively, change, then it's like, why am I going to stress myself out? How is that going to help me, grow as a man? How is it going to help me grow as a partner in my marriage? How is it going to help me grow as a father to my son? So I focus on what I can control, and I just let the pieces fall where they may.
Have you been to therapy?
I have done therapy.
You have?
I've done therapy.
It shows.
Yeah.
It really shows.
Yeah. I'm currently in therapy still.
Wonderful. It really shows. Mm-hmm. Because so many folks get collapsed on what's going on in the world. Mm-hmm. They lose so much sleep at night.
Yeah. I don't know why.
Right?
Yeah, that's crazy.
And to hear you say, I just focus on the things that I have influence over. I just focus in on the things that I have control over.
Yep.
That is such a cognitive flexibility, like a flexibility of thought that not a lot of people have.
It's a learned thing for sure. It wasn't something that I just developed on my own. I definitely have to give credit to my therapist, Pastor Jones, for sure.
Shout out.
Just for instilling in me different ways of thinking and my thought processes. So
I'm big on consent, so you can totally say no. Can we talk about your therapy journey a little bit?
Yeah, let's go. Let's go ahead.
What brought you into that space? What was the indicator for you that, like, it's probably time for me to do some therapy?
So initially, it was me and my wife, we did premarital counseling. And, once I seen the benefit of it and seeing what we were getting out of it, prior to getting married, the way he spoke, the way he talked, the way he wasn't biased at all. He didn't just, up and take my side because I was a man. And I was like, going into it, I'm like, cool, we got a guy for a therapist. And this is me, like, not really knowing the ins and outs of having a therapist. But I was just like, yeah, man, it's gonna be cool. Like, she gonna get her to, do what she need to do. And it was a complete change. Like, it was completely different than what I thought it was gonna be. He made me have to look in the mirror and say, yo, you need to change. You need to make some changes. You need to do this. You need to do that before you commit to this woman.
Fire.
Yeah.
Fire.
So and it was nothing crazy. It was just, just small things like within myself that I knew I needed to fix and to heal from, and just so that I can be the best that I could for her. So.
But even that is huge, right? So many people come into relationships thinking, or start working on relationships thinking, we're not working on the relationship, we're working on you.
On you, yeah, right.
And it sounds like your clinician gave you the opportunity to turn the mirror around and say, okay, I also have work.
Big time.
To do.
Big time.
Awesome.
Big time. Like I've honestly never, I've always been a person that held myself accountable, regardless of what the situation was. But it's just certain things, when you're younger and you're living a different life, it's like you don't really pay too much attention to, how you're moving and what you're doing and the small things that you're doing and how they're going to affect you or how they can affect you and your partner in the future. So, like I said, just having that and looking in that mirror and realizing, like, yo, you've been going about this all wrong the whole time.
Sure.
It's not horrible, but you need to make some tweaks, So, yeah, it's cool.
What I can also appreciate is that you and your partner decided to do couples counseling at the time of y'all's life change, right?
Yeah.
As your relationship was getting serious. And I think one of the indicators can be, therapy can be appropriate during those life change moments.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Even though I'm a psychologist, I remember I started therapy when I was gearing up to graduate from my doctoral program.
Yeah.
Because I knew that there was work that I needed to do as I transitioned into kind of like this level up period.
Right.
I think so many times we can take on, the accolades and make that our identity and be like, no, I'm good.
Right,
like,
right.
I'm leveled up. Right. And it's like, no, you have a lot of things to unpack and parse out.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Now, kind of thinking of this idea of getting help from someone, you mentioned that you are a personal trainer. Again, I mentioned that we met in the context of the gym. Yeah. A very hot gym in the summertime.
You can work out at level 1. You can work out anywhere.
Yeah, but an amazing gym. It really transformed bodies.
Phenomenal.
And I have watched you engage with people and really watch as their bodies have changed over the weeks, the months, the years. I've been at this gym for 4 years now. And as I've gotten to know you, you've said that your personal mission is that I believe the strongest influence comes not from what we say, but from the example we set.
Yep.
Can you tell us more about that?
Being in this role, man, it's a leadership role, and people are pretty much paying you because they trust you. They're not just, giving you your money saying, hey, here's my money, do what you want. Like, they're doing it because they see something in you. And so once I grasped that concept years ago, because at first when I started, I was like, yo, I can make a lot of money doing this. I can do this, I can do that. Once I started to shift the way I thought about it and really see that I can truly be impactful in somebody's life, that's when I started to, think about it differently. So it was like, I'm a leader to these individuals that are paying me to and trusting me with the temple that God gave them. I can't, abuse that kind of, power in a sense. But I also know that I have to hold myself to a higher standard as well. So I know that if I tell my clients, yo, you need to do this, do that, go run, go eat right, go, take care of your body, don't drink, I'll be a hypocrite. And for a while I was, for about 3-4 years, I was doing the same thing I was telling them not to. And I started to see an increase in my clientele, but I just didn't feel settled. I didn't feel right internally because I'm like, these people are really like trusting me with this. Like I know what I'm doing, but am I doing it for the right reason? Am I doing my part as well? Making sure I'm taking care of myself, And I had to look in the mirror and say, no, you're not doing all that you should be doing. You're not taking care of your temple the way you're telling them to. So you need to make that change. And again, I think that that was something that I learned prior to going to therapy. Like, look in the mirror. And I think that was probably my first little sense of like self-reflection. So yeah, just holding myself accountable so that I can do the same with them.
You're jacking me up a little bit. You really are. There's a kernel of something that you said that I just want to pull out a little more. as a business owner, as someone providing a service to people who are trusting you for that service, the kind of crossroads and the path that you choose between, I can make a lot of money off of this and doing things one way, or I can honor the people that I'm serving and also honor myself by holding myself to certain standards. Okay. What was that kind of crossroads like for you, and prioritizing your clientele and holding yourself accountable over the money? Because it can be hard. It's rough out here.
Yeah, it is.
To go outside, it costs like $250.
Yeah. I think when you grasp the understanding of purpose and understanding that you're here to be a servant to others, God wants us to be servants. He wants us to give to those who might not have. My grandmother taught me a lot about the Bible growing up and how I should treat people with love and with kindness. My mom told me the same thing: treat people with love and kindness. Do things. I can't remember what his name was, but it was one quote that stuck with me for a long time, and it was, do something that you wouldn't mind doing for free. And, when I first moved out here, I was working for Enterprise. Worst job of my life. But, I take the good with the bad. Once I left, I don't know, I was on top of a garage, no equipment. I went and bought like some dumbbells, some battle ropes, a couple mats, and I just made it work. And I'm having like 35 people on top of a garage Monday through Friday, moving around, and I'm just, I take a step back and I'm just looking at it like, dang, and I'm only charging them like $10, $15 a week. And I'm like, I can see myself doing this full time, and I started to love it. But once I started to gain money, generate more money, I had to move to a different place. I started to generate more clients, had to move to a bigger spot. And that's when I actually got into a gym. Still lacked equipment, but I was able to train comfortably. If it rained, I was okay. But yeah, I think I was just the first couple of years I was just in it for the wrong reason, and I just had to make that change, had to make that shift. So it was tough. It was tough trying to get myself out of the mindset of, how can I make more money doing this, and put myself in a place of, how can I be a better servant? So.
And what's hitting me is that the relationship between money and purpose are not two extremes, but when we tap in more to our purpose, that's when the money actually comes. Right? As a person who, runs a private practice, there is the temptation to be like, well, let me take everybody. I can work with you. I can work with you. I can work with you. But I do a disservice to myself, because then that can lead to burnout. I also just do a disservice to clients, because that could be harmful. Not everybody is a good fit for everybody.
And I started to learn that probably year 5. You get that influx of people that come, and then you start to get a couple people that are just like,
And even when you start off good, if you notice, this may not be a good fit, there's a responsibility there to be like, ooh, I may have to point you elsewhere.
Discernment.
As a business owner, I assume there might be some pitfalls to entrepreneurship. What have been some of your personal challenges as you are, because you're a serial entrepreneur, you have a couple irons in the pot.
I'm trying, man. Man, it gets tough. It's not for everybody. So a lot of people try to steer people away from 9 to 5s. I never will, because this life is not for everybody at all. When you solely depend on people to make sure that your life is funded,
it can be feast or famine. Clear.
And there's months where I've had 65 people, and then the next month I only have 40. Next month is 30. It can get crazy. But that's when I think your faith has to kick in.
For sure.
And that's when you have to remind yourself, why am I doing this? I'm not doing this because I have this many people. I'm not doing it because this many people are paying me. I'm doing this because these people trust me and they believe in what I have going on and how I can help them. So But yeah, it can get tough.
I'm hearing faith, but I'm also hearing humility to know that sometimes you may need that foundational 9 to 5.
Absolutely.
And it takes me back to what we may know intuitively versus what the outside world tells us.
Yeah.
We need to be doing.
Right.
Because on the reels, on the TikTok, I quit my job today.
Right.
I don't need a 9 to 5. Man. I have bills.
Exactly. This world is not going to stop because you don't need it. Yeah.
No. And it takes a level of humility to be like, yes, I would like to run my own thing. Yes, I would like to bet on myself. And here are the realities of my situation, and I want to navigate those realities effectively.
Right. Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah. In your resume that you sent over to me, I do my research, guys, before I meet with people. You said you've worked with approximately 350 to 400 people and have helped over 200 lives through fitness and nutrition. How would you say that health and wellness, fitness, connect to folks' journeys in other areas of their lives? How does improving their health and wellness maybe create improvements in other aspects?
So I tell my people all the time, a lot of my clients like to go out, they like to party, of course, enjoy life, do all these different things, even go to work. And, a lot of them, like you just mentioned earlier, get burnt out real fast. And, the ones that do, I'm just like, yo, how have you been taking care of yourself? I haven't seen you in 2 weeks. Like, what you been doing? Oh, I just been working. Oh, you sure that's all you been doing? Yeah, I've been working. Okay, what about the partying 3-4 days a week? And I look at that and I'm just like, if you can stay consistent here in the gym, it's going to help you a ton when you get outside of here. Everything that you put into the gym, everything that you put into your body, it's going to translate to outside of it. You can't go out and work. You can't go out and party if your body's not taken care of. And so I try to emphasize on that to them a lot. And it's like having kids. I love my clients. I love them. But they know. It's like having a bunch of kids. And so I try to tell them every day, man, like, make sure you're doing what you're supposed to do. Hold yourself accountable. The same way you get up and you go to work in the morning, get up and detox after you just had a long weekend. Get up and eat something healthy. Get up and go to the gym. Go do some cardio so that your body is fulfilled, so that you're not so burnt out. So when you do go to work 7-8 days or whatever it is, you're okay. You're all right. So I just try to tell them, just stay consistent in here, and the same things that you use here apply to outside. I
love that idea of consistency, and I would completely agree. So again, we know each other from the gym, but let's talk about the time of the gym.
Oh, yeah.
I get there at like 5:30, 6 o'clock. Yeah. I'm not a morning person.
Right.
But building that consistency allows me to be consistent in areas in my 9 to 5, in private practice. I have a writing date with a homegirl. Yeah. So like every weekend we come together and we work on a specific project, and that has built consistency too. Right. And so yes, if you can gain consistency in your health and wellness, it does bleed over into other areas of life.
But hearing you say that, man, like you having these set things that you do, it's not just consistency either, it's discipline. And that's what a lot of us lack. Once we get to a certain stage, it's like, okay, I've done enough up to this point. I think I deserve this. Like, no, you have to stay disciplined. You're not going to like it every time. Like you say, you're not a morning person.
Hate it.
But you have to, but in order for it to, for your day to flow, I'm sure that's something that you prefer to do. Just let me get this out the way, and then the rest of my day is cool. I'm good. So, sure. I think discipline is, they go hand in hand. Yeah.
Now, from a psychological perspective, like gaining that discipline, gaining that consistency, that thing is hard.
Yeah.
Right. There is this, whenever I'm talking about behavioral change with some clients, I teach them about like the stages of change. Right. There's this model. If I were to get nerdy, by Prochaska Di Clemente.
Oh, right? Go ahead. Pop it, bro. Go ahead.
Which highlights for us that there are like different stages we go through to reach the behavioral goal that we're trying to get, right? The first stage is like not even knowing that you want to make change, like actively being in denial. Then we consider like, oh, there's an area that I want to change my life in. Then we might move into like some preparation. Then we actually get into action, right? Then we try to maintain the behavior. And also in the stage, there's relapse.
Oh, yeah.
Right? We might leave the gym. Yeah. We might go on that bender and have all the tequila.
Yeah,
right?
It's going to happen.
Right?
Yep.
And so it really is a dynamic process, right?
Right.
And changing our behaviors.
Mhm.
And in that, understanding that dynamic process, we understand that there are obstacles to behavioral change.
Yeah.
As a trainer, what are some of the obstacles that you've noticed, like whether it be in your clients or in general, that really get in the way of people starting that life change or like keeping with the life change, et cetera?
And I don't mean to sound harsh when I say this, and it sounds cliche, but excuses.
They are tools of what?
The incompetency.
Those who know, know.
Right, right. Yeah, man, and like I said, it's not to sound harsh, man, but we can literally go outside and do whatever we want. We're in Houston. We can go outside and have a million drinks. We can go outside and eat chicken, enjoy the hookah, do all these different things. But when it comes to the gym and taking care of yourself and doing the hard work, it's I got this. I don't have the money for it. Also, you can invest in a hookah in a bottle that's $600 that you can go get off a shelf for $50. But you can't invest in your own self. You can't invest in your temple, something that's God-given, something that you're supposed to take care of, you know. And like I said, it just kind of goes back to you not being able to enjoy life. If your liver fails because you've been drinking and not flushing out with water,
it's real.
It's real. Yeah. You know what I mean? So just eliminating excuses and self-pity and, you know, doing all these things that aren't, you know, going to help you get further.
In your opinion, how can we manage excuses? Because sometimes the excuses be strong, right?
They be strong. Yeah.
Like, for example,
Don't be valid. Be valid sometimes.
Sometimes you come back from like travels, right?
Yeah.
Or you come back from a weekend of all the tequila waters with a splash of lime.
Right. The specifics, yeah.
And then that 5 o'clock is like, you know, maybe I do need rest today.
Right.
And then the rest today feels like rest tomorrow, rest for the week, my body's recovering.
Yep, and you end up taking a whole week off and then you're back in the gym.
Yeah.
I can't even call that balance.
How do we manage the excuses? Like, what are some techniques that you either utilize for yourself or you recommend with others?
I allow my clients one a week, unless it's like an absolute emergency. You get one excuse a week. If you're gonna miss, you pay for this. You pay for this whole thing. You've invested in it. If you need one day off, take it. But you need to make that up. If your consistent schedule is Monday, Wednesday, or Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday, and you want to miss Tuesday, okay, cool. Take Tuesday off. Make sure you're here on Wednesday to make up for it. Just to so that you don't, you know, fall so far off the cliff. Because once you come on Monday, you miss that Tuesday, and you start feeling like, oh, okay, maybe I'll stay in bed again. I'll just go back on Thursday and Friday.
Yeah.
No, give yourself that one day. I'll give you that, but make sure you're here tomorrow. We can make it up.
I appreciate that because it maps right onto the stages of change model.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, relapse is a part of the model.
Absolutely.
Sometimes you do take a break.
Yep.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
And getting back on the wagon is what makes the difference.
Yep.
Getting back into the routine and building back up that lifestyle.
Yep.
And some people, it's really hard because they think, oh, well, I've reset. I've gone right back to zero. And it's like, nah, this one little weekend or this one little moment did not erase the weeks and months of your progress.
Yeah.
Get back on.
Get back on. Yeah. I mean, the longer you stay off,
it can reset some things.
Now we got a different conversation. But yeah, like, of course, I try not to. I'm so close, and I want the best out of all my clients that when they leave and go on trips, I be like playing at first. I be like, man, y'all just trying to leave me, bro. Y'all don't love me, bro. But like deep down, I be like, yo, don't go yet. Like, you know what I'm saying? But of course, like I understand that life is short, and I want them to enjoy it just as much as I want to enjoy it myself. So, you know, I always like, hey, yo, take your weekend, go do what you need to do, go on that trip, like live your life for sure. Just make sure that you come back here. Even if you don't do it here with me, do it at home.
Sure.
You know what I mean? While you're on vacation, if you feel yourself getting that, like you're missing something, it's probably the gym because your body's so used to it. Just go do like 20 minutes on this treadmill or something. Somewhere that you're going has some sort of equipment that you can do. Run outside. Yeah. Anything that's going to keep you, like, you know, balanced, keep you grounded. So but yeah, I let him enjoy it, man.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And working out on holiday is a hack.
It's a hack.
It's a hack. And it keeps you able to like, or it helps you stay able to like engage and still have a good time while you're out there.
You got to be mentally strong for that too. Especially once they go back home and eat all the food that grandma cooked. Yeah, it can get dangerous.
Yeah,
it can get dangerous on holidays.
Sure can.
Yeah.
Now, you also emphasize, and we've touched on this a little bit throughout the conversation, but you emphasize faith in the work that you do, in your personal mission and your overall branding.
Yeah.
How has faith impacted the work that you do with your clients as a coach?
Being in this position, man, it can get scary at times. But once I started to really like hone in on what faith was and like really lean into it and lean on it, it's really helped me with the whole anxiety thing. It's helped me with being worried, and I was always told like worry and faith can't coexist. They can't at all. So I lean so heavily on it because there are months where it's slow, and I've been doing it for 7 years, and this is my slowest year, slowest, and so it was new to me. And starting, I would say maybe in February, man, it was tough. At first, it was like, all right, I'll bounce back next month. March came, slow. April came slower, and it's like I'm seeing my business hit a decrease, and I'm like, it's unfamiliar territory. And thank God for my wife. She really does instill a lot in me as far as like making sure that I'm okay, asking me how I feel, and praying with me, doing all these different things that uplift me when I have those moments of being down. But faith is probably the only thing that's outside of my wife that's kept me afloat in these trying times this year, because like the economy is
a mess,
and that's where a lot of my business took a hit. A lot of my clients were affected by it. So.
And I appreciate the reminder that we are, again, just navigating real times, specifically financially.
Yeah.
And yes, that faith and going back to the scriptures can be such a reminder that we are taken care of despite what may be going on. Yeah. I believe there's a scripture in Matthew where it's just like, consider the birds of the air, consider the lilies of the field. They toil not, nor do they work. But yet, Solomon in all his splendor could not compare. Right?
There you go.
The birds, they're not out here hustling for $2. Right. They're fed. They're taken care of. And so if those little things can be taken care of, what do we have to worry about? Right?
Yep.
I was watching also, the Lord will show up in different ways. I was watching Housewives of Atlanta. And Phaedra was crying and quoting scriptures saying, I've never seen the righteous forsaken nor his seed begging bread. And I was just like, it came at a time where I too had some fear around just different responsibilities that I have. And sometimes we just need that reminder that, yes, we have control over things, but there is a greater source supplying our needs the whole way. And once you talk to them, once you build that a lot of people I think have, and this was me too some years ago, I would pray to God and I would talk to him expecting to hear a voice or expecting to hear like, just dark, deep voice come down from the heavens. But what I'm starting to realize more and more is that the more I talk to him and the more my relationship builds with him, he's instilled in me. He's already in my heart. He's in my mind. So one of the things that I hear, when I'm talking to him, I'm like, okay, that's God. Yeah. It's to the point where if I drop a piece of paper on the ground, I pick it up, and that's just that's conviction. But it's also God talking to me like, yo, you wanna, and it goes back to before me and my wife got married. You want to be better, make the small changes. Something as small as a piece of paper in the ground was small to me. Until I hit to get that fear, that sense of conviction. It's like, yo. It doesn't have to be a roaring thunder. It can be a still small voice.
Yep.
It could be Phaedra Parks.
I'm telling you. Yeah, man. Yeah. So.
Now, the Bible does remind us that your gift will make room for you. And despite the highs and lows, you have accomplished quite a bit. And so I would love for you to share with the audience how your gift has made room for you and just the things you've accomplished. Sometimes we don't take a moment to stop and smell the roses and reflect back on all the things that we've done. And so if you'd like to share with us just some of the things that you've done that you're proud of, we want to just celebrate you.
To me, man, it goes back to, and it's nothing like, super duper major to, the world, but to me it's very special. It just kind of goes back to being a servant. I've had 3 opportunities where I could work with the youth, and being where I'm from is rural. It can be tough. Growing up there is not a lot of recognition. Crime is crazy. So just being able to step inside of another city and be granted the opportunity to work with kids. I've done health and wellness events for the 100 Men of Houston. They asked me to come out to help the kids with a camp, and also went to, what school is that? I think Pasadena Intermediate. And I was able to speak with them. Me and Theo actually went.
Oh, shout out Theo.
Yeah, that's my boy. I took Theo with me, and we were able to sit down and talk to, the kids. And some of them weren't receptive, of course. But, you did have a lot of them in that room that were, like, super duper, like, attentive. And, they took what we gave them. And I'm hoping that they applied it. But things like that, man, just things that I can get out and do in the city and help out with the youth, that's always been, like, super special to me. So
That's awesome.
Yeah, super special.
Well, we celebrate you.
Yeah, man, appreciate it.
Yeah.
Appreciate it. Yeah.
Now, we have had such a full conversation already, but there's still more to go.
Let's go.
Let's transition just a little bit. When I started this season at the top of the year, I actually wanted to revive a season that actually never came to be, where the theme was men are sick. Because let the record show, I know you went into couples therapy thinking you were going to change your wife.
Man, yeah.
Men can be sick.
Yeah, very, very much so.
And as I sat with the material and the topics that I wanted to explore, I actually wanted to change that theme a little bit. Because we all can be sick.
Absolutely.
Okay?
Yeah.
And I wanted to shift it a bit and focus on this idea that men are healing. Now, I was super excited
I like
to.
that.
You like it? It's a little better?
Yeah,
a little digestible?
I like that one. That's
Looking at the ways that men do relationships well, but also looking at their areas of growth.
Right.
And I was excited to have you on because, again, I didn't know much about you.
Yeah.
So I also didn't know that you were a huge viral sensation.
That's my son, man. That boy is crazy.
Well, you and your son in tandem. Okay. Because here I am. See you at the gym all the time.
Yeah.
Hey, how are you? Good morning. Goodbye.
Yeah.
And I'm on Instagram and I see these different reels. My line brothers are liking them. They're reposting them. My profites are reposting. My homegirls from Atlanta are reposting.
Right,
I'm like, I know this man.
See him every day.
Yes. And so I would love for us to kind of talk about the ways that you have navigated relationship and also fatherhood. Would love to kind of create a little moment there. But let's start off at the relationship piece.
Okay.
Are you recently married?
We've been married for 1 year. We got married May 2nd last
So
year.
still in like the newlywed kind of space.
Yeah.
When you reflect on this 1 year, if you don't mind me asking, how long have y'all been dating?
3 years.
3 years. Okay, so kind of 4 years in total.
Yeah.
As you reflect on these 4 years, y'all got a whole bachelor's degree.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. Pretty much. Yeah.
What have been some strengths that you've brought into the relationship? Because we don't want to come out the gate, you're sick.
Right. Yeah. And these, man, that's crazy because some of the conversations that me and my wife have, something that we try to practice is just sitting down and just seeing what the benefits are of us being married and just trying to stay close, find different ways to connect. And so one of the things that she definitely mentioned a while ago was that I brought understanding.
Isn't that what Escape say they needed?
Yeah, that's what they said. That's exactly what they said. Intentionality. I think she, just wasn't used to that side of men. Prayer. She prayed, but I think it's just different when you have a man praying for you and praying with you. And I would say for myself, I love going back to understanding, but also perspective. My wife, if anybody knows my wife, she can be, she's tough. She's tough, but she's growing a lot. She's grown a lot over the year. But yeah, for me, I would definitely say perspective. Yeah. That's one of the strengths that I brought. But to her, like I said, understanding, intentionality, and prayer.
Understanding, intentionality, prayer, perspective. Those don't just fall out the sky Okay, if they did, we all
Tough,
have them.
yeah.
Right?
Yeah, gotta have.
Where did this come from? Like, who cultivated those characteristics in you for you to have that in relationship?
Honestly, man, I would say life's experiences. I can't really pinpoint, a specific person that outside of my wife that brought these different things to me. I've always tried to be understanding in a sense. It's just I would have to pay dues to my wife for that piece. The more we've like grown over the last few years, just trying to put myself in a place of, okay, I know what I'm thinking, I know what I'm feeling, I know what that this is right to me. It sounds right in my head, but let me listen to her. Let me see where she's coming from. And she used to say it all the time, put yourself in my shoes. And I wasn't doing that ever, And so once I grasped that, aspect of it, I'm like, okay, let me sit down and think about this situation and how it affected her. Let me come from a place of understanding. Let me not listen to respond. Let me listen to, actually, yeah.
This is why I'm really enjoying this conversation because, again, you put little kernels in these answers. And what you're highlighting, what your wife was requesting was empathy. Put yourself in my shoes.
Yep. That's the word she used a lot too. Yeah.
Understanding how another person is potentially feeling or what they're thinking, what they're trying to communicate.
Yep. No matter how big the situation was, either small, like, it might be big to you, it might be small to you, but this is big to me.
Big to me,
and I had to understand. I didn't really know what that meant because for a lot of men, it's like we tend to, we can brush something off a little bit easier. It's not the same with women.
Some be sensitive.
Yeah,
yes, but I hear you.
Yeah, we gotta be a little bit more delicate. But yeah, there are some men that could be the same way, but just gotta be delicate and empathize with her.
And what I appreciate too is this idea of also slowing down, not listening to respond.
Yeah, that was big.
Because when we listen to respond, we miss so much of what the person is trying to say.
Yeah.
One thing I love to tell some of my couples is to ask your partner, what did you hear me say?
Right.
And sometimes we can really uncover that the person was listening to respond because they didn't catch nothing. They probably caught the first 3 words.
Yeah, so that's one of the tactics we're using now, man, was like, because it's still a growing thing, like, trying to listen and not say nothing. Like, I'd be like biting my tongue. I'd be like, I know that's wrong. Don't say nothing. Just hush and listen. So it's still one of those things that we're still growing. We're still growing with. But yeah, it can get rough. It can get tough.
Speaking of the ways that you all are still growing, let's talk about your areas of growth.
Yeah.
You named a few things that you do really well. What are some things that are still areas of growth for you in your relationship?
I'm still learning to be present in the moments. I think with business, I put a lot of attention on business, and it's more so to provide. And I was raised to be this way, to provide.
Many men are.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
But then again, you have that feminine energy that's by you, that's in your ear, like, yo, we need you here. We need you to be present. So it'd be times where I'll come in and, I got videos because I do my own photography and videography when I go to my camps and stuff. And I'll come home and I'll go to editing and stuff. I'm gone, all day, and we haven't really talked as much, probably talked twice on the phone. And that should be a time where we connect. We leave everything outside, we connect, and then we can go back to doing whatever we're doing after. So I think being present in every moment, or in the more delicate moments that I don't realize, I don't see it, that's something I'm still trying to grow on, because again, I'm still trying to provide, still trying to do what I need to do as far as marketing and selling points and stuff like that. But it can get tough with the marriage and with the family, because you want to be there, you want to be able to talk to your wife, you want to be able to play with your kid and everything, but it's like you still got this in the back of your mind, like
You raise an amazing point. And, this is a podcast for Black folks.
Absolutely.
For the most part. Unless we have somebody else come on.
Right.
But for now, Black folks.
Yeah.
And so many Black men are conditioned to house their identity in being a protector, in being a provider.
Yeah.
And once you meet those markers, or kind of have your entire focus on those markers, you think you're doing a great job.
Right.
But what you're highlighting for us in this conversation, for those listening, is that there's so much more to relationship. You still have to connect emotionally. There still needs to be quality time. There still needs to be figuring out the ways that your partner feels needed and wanted, and meeting those needs as well.
Absolutely.
And sometimes those can be more important than the money.
And I didn't realize how much I honestly needed that time off away from work until she opened my eyes to it. Like, yo, can you just, when you come home, we take a shower, we sit down for 15, 20 minutes and we just ask each other, yo, how was your day? How are you feeling? How's your mental? I didn't realize how much I really needed that until she brought it to my attention. And so now, you know, I've developed a plan, and she helps me with my schedule and everything. Yo, this is what you're gonna do. You go, and when you get home, just take a shower, blah blah blah. We talk about it, and then you can go. I'm like, okay, cool. And so it's working. Yeah, it's working really well. I get to, you know, do my work stuff after, right before I lay my head down. But I try not to overwhelm myself, and that's something she reminds me of too. Don't get so wrapped up in work that you forget to rest. Yeah. Because who are you going to be good for? You can't be good for us. You can't be good for your clients, and you can't be good for yourself.
Facts. Facts.
Yeah.
It sounds like y'all are really cultivating and have cultivated a really strong partnership, right?
It's growing.
It sounds like a team.
Yeah, it's getting better. It's getting better every day. Yeah. Every day.
Earlier in the conversation, you mentioned, you know, you have your partner, your wife, you have faith. Yeah. I want to shift a little bit and have us focus on your relationship to community. Right now, you know, when we think about men and mental health and being unwell, healing, there's this conversation about men experiencing a loneliness epidemic. Yeah, they may be surrounded by success. They may be surrounded by profession. They may be surrounded by women or whatever, or men or whatever it is that they're surrounded by. But there's still a loneliness that they experience. Yeah. And as I was preparing to talk to you, I was thinking about how sometimes we can feel even more lonely in life transition. Yeah. In getting married, in having kids, right? Yeah. That's a lot of change at once. It is. Yeah. I'm curious about what your relationship to maybe loneliness, or on the flip side, community has been, and how that shifted as your life has changed.
So when I think about loneliness, like it's not just a matter of like, oh, I don't have anyone. Like you say, it can be just overwhelming pressure that the world gives us, or, you know, just the different things that we have to do in order to, as men, provide and do all these different things where, you know, you're trapped in your mind. Like, I got these people around me, but who can I like really talk to? You know, luckily I was blessed with a wife that listens. That sits, you know, she'll sit, she'll listen, she'll ask how I'm doing. But that's not to say that I don't still fight battles of loneliness, you know. And it primarily just comes from like just the ways of the world, man. Just seeing how things are changing, and, you know, politics and all this other stuff, you know, how it's changing the world, especially being an entrepreneur. It's going to have a direct impact on business every time, because of what, you know, line of work that people do. So it can get overwhelming. But I think as long as you have somebody that you can confide in, especially with community, I know one thing that helps me at level one, something I started probably about a month and a half, 2 months ago. I don't want to put his business out there, but when, you know, one of the guys, you know, he lost his mom, man, and, you know, it just kind of was on my heart for a while to just, you know, I asked him, bro, can I pray with you? And I never got around to do it, and it didn't really sit well with me. So what I did was, I started this new tradition. You know, all the guys, we circle up in the morning whenever we have numbers. We circle up and we say a prayer together, and we just take turns praying. You know, so the first one I led it, the second one I think Ken did it, the third one, you know, Theo did it, and it just kind of just goes in a circle. So like now every morning we wake up, we get in the gym around about 6:30, 7 o'clock. Hey, yo, it's time. Let's go. You know, and I'm starting to see it grow, and that was my biggest thing. You know, God said that when 2 or 3 of us are gathered, I'm there. And just to see it, that circle expanding, it's like, it's crazy. It's crazy to see. So
that's really dope. It's actually warming my heart, this idea of, you know, brotherhood, can also be a way to combat loneliness.
Yeah. Because a lot of us don't have outlets. A lot of people don't have anyone to talk to.
And quietly, there's data out there that say so many men don't have friends.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. They may be surrounded by homies, but like they have not had the experience of true brotherhood and friendship.
Yep.
And we see that across like fraternal life. We see that in day to day. We see that with, the person who's the flashy.
Right.
There's so, yeah.
So like now it's like, it's such a thing now, man, where if we miss a day, we all still pray, of course. Or like, I know Mike, he drops in our group. I'm more in a prayer in there anyway. But now we've built that culture. It's like when we miss a day, we all feel it. Every day it's like, yo, we slacked this week. We need to do better next week. And it's a beautiful thing to see, man. Just knowing that everyone, all the guys have an outlet. They have someone that they can talk to. If you need me, I feel it when I'm in the circle. Like if I'm praying for someone, if I'm praying, for the masses, it's like I know what somebody's going through without even talking to them. So I try to be as specific as I can in my prayers for that person, so that person feels it. He knows that, yo, you have somebody to talk to. You have someone that's praying for you. You have someone that cares about you and that loves you. So, and as men, we don't really get that all the time. Or we don't know we got it because we don't feel like we have anyone to talk to. So,
I love that.
Yeah, man.
That blessed me.
Yeah, man. Join the circle, bro. Join the circle.
Well, it depends on the time.
Yeah, you do be there about 4 or 5. Though.
Oh, absolutely not. I'll be there in spirit.
Right.
No. Let's switch gears, the last lap. Let's talk about you and fatherhood. You mentioned that your son is kind of the star of your Instagram reels.
I love him.
What has becoming a father taught you about yourself?
Oh, man. I always get choked up on this. It's taught me a lot, like, honestly. My bad, man.
No, I wish we had tissue. I'm sorry.
A lot of people, like, don't know. Some people know, but, my past with kids and, I've taken care of one, and, found out he wasn't mine, and I've lost twins, So when people see the number 2, they always ask me, yo, what's number 2 stand for? What's 2 stand for? And my wife is like, are you okay with telling people? And I'm like, I don't mind. It's just, but yeah, it's a symbol for my twins that I lost before I moved out here. And for a long time, I didn't think that it would happen for me. I'm like, maybe I'm not supposed to, maybe I wanted too much. Maybe I'm not supposed to be in that, in that light. But being a father now, man, like knowing that God gave me the gift of life and gave me someone that adores me. Like I walk in the house and he's just smiling. All I see is gums and them 2 bottom teeth. It's the best feeling I've ever felt. It's taught me patience more than anything. Because them months when you're in the trenches, the first 2 or 3 months, it can get rough. It's rough. But then you look to, right beside you, you see your wife that carried that for 9 months, and she pushed him out and went through something that was, that could have took her life. It makes me more appreciative of her as well. But yeah, man, it's taught me patience. It's taught me to love differently. That unconditional love that I saw, I give it now and I feel it now. He doesn't owe me anything. You know what I mean? So, yeah, man, it's special. It's the best feeling ever.
For sure. First of all, thank you for being so vulnerable.
Yeah, no, it's all good. Yeah, my bad, man. I just
No. You're bad for what? What did you do wrong? No.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
And I appreciate the lesson that you've been taught from fatherhood. May I also, do you have capacity for me to highlight something?
Yeah, absolutely.
In a way, you're describing a Job experience. There's been so much loss, right? And then your son is kind of restoration.
Yeah. Big time.
Thank you for sharing that.
Big time. Yeah, now it's like, when things happen, I can't just look at my life as what it used to be. I have to make decisions now based on how it can help him in the future, how it can put my wife in a better situation, and just, just us as a whole, like better, in a better position. So,
Love that.
Yeah.
Thank you
Yeah,
for
man.
that.
Appreciate it. No doubt.
What values do you want to instill in your son, knowing that you are raising a male child in this world, a Black male child in this world?
To be him, whoever that is, you know, you don't have to be like me. Be who you are and be you unapologetically. Um, be a man of integrity. When you say that, you know, if somebody's looking at you, make sure you do the same thing when they're not looking. Um, be a man of your word. Treat people right, and instill as much love as you can in the next person.
You ain't bad.
Appreciate it, man.
You ain't bad. Let me tell you.
Appreciate it.
And the
man.
reason why I said so many people have children in part to mold and shape
Yeah.
who they're going to become.
Yep. Nope.
They have a vision for who their child will be at 5, at 15, at 35, at 52.
Right.
You just want your child to be him.
That's it. Be you. That's all you have to be.
How many of us, especially in our 30s, wish our parents
Man.
just let us be us?
Man, nah. Yeah. Like, yeah, no.
Yeah.
That's all I want for him, man. Just as long as you're happy, man, be happy, be you. Like, don't let anyone tell you that you're not something, you know. And just and I always keep God first. And I always know that He's there. He's gonna be there. I'm gonna be here as long as He keeps me here.
Yeah.
He's gonna be here for life until you leave this earth, you know. So,
Sure.
yeah.
Last question for you. What about marriage or fatherhood? You can do both, or you could do one or the other. Do you hope to understand more deeply, or you want to learn about more deeply? Like what aspects of marriage or fatherhood do you want to understand more deeply as you go through this journey?
Man, marriage, I see a lot of marriages that have lasted 40, 50 years. And, you know, some are the same, some are different. I just kind of want to know, like, what it truly takes to get that longevity. Like, a lot of people say, oh, just do what the woman want. That's not healthy. Sure. You know, I don't think a lot of men are doing that. I think that it's balanced. I think it's, you know, not just coexisting, but working to serve each other. So just, I want to develop a better understanding of what that longevity love looks like. When it comes to fatherhood, I guess I would say how do you handle those challenges, you know, that comes with raising a man? You know, of course, like I said, you don't want him to be like you know what I mean? You want him to be yourself. How do I put myself in a mindset of, okay, he's not me. I would have done it this way, but he's not me. He's going to do it his way. So just trying to understand it, get a better understanding of how, you know, I can, you know, understand it a little bit better.
Well, I'm no expert in family relationships, but I feel like if the way you've shown up today is actually how you show up in life, those answers will unfold. I believe that.
For sure. I think about it like that.
Coach Kelz.
Yeah, man.
So much.
I appreciate you.
Like you said, your heart was full. My heart is full from this, and this is why I do the show. Yeah. Thank you so much.
I appreciate you having me, brother. Thank you.
But guess what?
What's up?
We ain't done yet.
Of course. What's up? What we got?
One final thing. I have sat with you for who knows how long, and I've asked you question after question after question. Now we are going to dive into a segment that I like to call "Let's Spin the Rosé Bottle."
Okay.
Spin.
Okay. I got a question. All right, cool.
Where you get to ask me one question, and I have to provide some sort of answer.
Okay. Let's see. So I was watching one of your podcasts, and I think it was when you.
Not you doing research.
Yeah, man. You know, I had to tune in. I think it was when you were doing your interview at Howard.
Okay.
And you had mentioned, you know, the guy that was interviewing you. He said he's seen the value in you, and that you could, you know, you could do it, but he didn't think you can do it yourself. At what point, like, what in your mind switched to make yourself, like, truly believe, like, yo, I can do this?
I actually remember that episode. We were talking about imposter syndrome.
Yeah. Yeah. I forgot her name. I forgot who she.
Dr. Shun.
Dr. Shun.
Shout
there
out.
it is. There you go. Yeah.
Coming soon.
Yeah.
To an interview near you.
Sure.
What in my mind switched to kind of turn off that noise of imposter syndrome and convince me that I can do the things that I set out to do?
Yeah.
I don't know if there's ever been a switch per se, but I think with everything that I approach, when those voices come up of like, can I do this?
Right.
I think I ask myself, well, why can't I?
Okay.
Why can't I? We have someone who was completely unqualified for a certain position who is now in that position running amok. Why can't I do the things that I want to do?
That's a good way to look at it. That's a great way to look at it.
Yeah. What is the evidence that says I can't do something?
Yeah. That's special. That's big time, brother.
And I think Beyonce said, if you can dream it, you can be it.
You can be it. That's what she said. That's what she said, man.
And low-key, it's been true. Like, look at us here. In 2019, it was me and a mic in my high school bedroom.
Oh, man.
Now we're 2026 on the YouTube. Where could we be at 2030?
Yep.
What is the evidence that say I can't do something?
There's nothing there.
Period.
That's solid, brother. Well, that helped me. I tell you that. That helped me. Well,
thank you for that reminder.
No doubt. Yeah, I always keep that in mind. I love what you said, man. Like, why not? Why couldn't?
Why not?
Yeah. For sure. No doubt.
I appreciate you for coming on. This really touched me.
I appreciate it, man. I'm glad I could help.
Before we wrap up, where can the people find you? Social medias,
websites? Which one they want?
Name them all. Let's live in abundance.
Man. So I'm primarily on Instagram, Kelz.the-trainer. You can find me on TikTok as well. It's not on there as much. My family page is Locked Hearts Official. That's my family page. That's where you see Lil Man at. He's famous. I'm just a supporting cast. You know, I'm Robin to Batman.
And we'll link all of these in the description.
Okay, for sure. Of course, I got Camp Chaos. I do every Saturday at 7 a.m. right there at level 1. I do photography and videography, Kelz Clips. So everything you see with Kelz in it, it's me. Yeah, y'all just follow me.
Yeah.
For sure. No doubt.
Y'all, this has been another episode of the Rosé Thorns Podcast. Thank you for listening, and we'll see you next time. Bye.